Hey guys, this is Robinx1 here, and I'm here to do a review for the Star Wars Force Awakens. So unlike the last video, which was just basically an initial reaction of the movie, I wanted to come back with a fresh pair of eyes and go watch this movie again. And I did that today. The last video was on the day of the release. And I went to go see the midnight showing. And with this movie, I've gone to pretty much watch the film as for what it was. Having known what was going to happen with all the plot points and that kind of stuff. And I got to say, but the movie is still really good. This video will contain spoilers. And I just wanted to talk about a couple of things very briefly, and just talk about this movie in its full degree. This movie is, again, pretty good. What I noticed about this film is its return to the roots of what Star Wars used to be about. And it brought back a lot of the heart that I think the prequel trilogy may have taken away slightly. And it's the heart of this franchise and the kind of connections that these characters form and create, that make this one of the greatest franchises that I think you will ever see in cinema. Yes, the franchise is retreading a lot of the same stuff. Yes, this kind of story has been told 100 times. But the thing is about Star Wars is that the traditional hero's journey, whether it's a man or a woman, makes no difference. These characters aren't wearing an iron suit. They're not wearing a bat suit. They're not Superman. They're not Captain America. These are heroes. Yes, they have these amazing abilities, but it's not that they have to earn the right to be called a hero. They have to go down a hero's journey. And I think that is one of the greatest aspects about this franchise, is they take the heroes on a path. Whether that path is redemption or falling from the grace in Darth Vader's case, or whether it's just going on a journey to discover who you truly are. And that is pretty much all that this franchise has ever been about. With this trilogy, again, as I said, it's all about returning back to the original trilogy and basically telling a version of that story in a new light. And Rey is not Luke Skywalker. You see in several scenes towards the end of the movie that hint of a darker aspect of that character. But also the fact that deep inside she's still a good person. And it's going to be very interesting to see what the franchise does with these darker aspects of her character, and also the lighter aspects of her character. And the fact that we're following a female character is also very interesting. And whilst this story is very much like the other story, it differs a lot from what the prequel trilogy did. Because the prequel trilogy was all about the fall of the hero. The original trilogy was all about the hero's journey, and this is returning to the same fall with an uncertain path. We don't know where Rey as a character is going to go. We don't know if she is the legacy of the Skywalkers. We don't know even if she's a Skywalker. We just know that she is the future of this version of Star Wars. And I got to say that I really, really enjoy her character. I think she's going to be a very, very interesting character to follow. However, I do have a slight complaint about Rey as a character. I don't think she was nearly as interesting as Finn. Finn, the Stormtrooper, and Finn, the basically a very principal character in this story, kind of stole the show a little bit. Like, the fact that we saw him wield a lightsaber in the trailer, which was brilliant, by the way, because the people who marketed this film did a very, very good job at presenting Finn as the Jedi character, but actually it was Finn. But I must say that Finn was a great, great character, and he really did steal the show. And also seeing him with a lightsaber was very, very cool. Finn seemed to know how to wield that blade better than Rey did. And I thought that was very, very cool. And I also think John Boyega did a very, very good job at that role. I don't know why it's done that. Sorry about that. But yeah, I thought John Boyega did a very, very good job in the role. So we also come up to the original characters. Seeing the original characters return to the franchise was really, really cool. I felt like Leia, who was not in the movie very much, but Leia, Han Solo, and Han was amazing. Chewbacca was really, really cool. And yeah, and also seeing Luke Skywalker at the end of the movie was amazing. And I also think the movie did a very, very good job at transferring the hands of this franchise over to this new cast of characters. And I think the new cast of characters are very, very good. This movie actually made me like the X-Wings. And if you've managed to get someone to like the X-Wings who didn't really get the X-Wings or didn't really enjoy the X-Wings, you've done a very, very good job. And I'm now much more excited about seeing Rogue Squadron. Or Rogue One, rather. Because the Poe Dameron was such a great character. And I have read Shattered Empire, which I'm going to be reviewing next year. And seeing Shattered Empire and seeing the roots of where Poe Dameron came from, but seeing Poe Dameron as such a cool character was brilliant. The comics really didn't do that character any justice by showing him his family, because Poe Dameron is a far superior character. he was just really, really good, and I loved every second he was on screen. Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is the new villain of this saga, and I gotta say, Kylo Ren is pretty much up there with the rest of the Sith Lords. I loved how interesting his past was. I loved how different he is compared to the other Sith Lords. And there's definitely real conflict there, which I think is going to be very interesting to explore. Because I think the fact that Kylo Ren wants to really follow in his grandfather's footsteps, his grandfather being Darth Vader, and he wants to, really follow in that footstep of him, but have the conflict that he isn't a dark person at heart, and he's in constant conflict with himself was really, really interesting. Lord Snoke, not really feeling that character. And having seen the movie twice, I still don't really get who Lord Snoke is supposed to be. I'm under the impression that he is some kind of Sith Lord, but really, really didn't get him. So all in all, guys, this movie was really, really good. I also want to talk about Han Solo's death briefly. Brilliant. Seeing Han Solo's death really, and in perfect encapsulation as to what this franchise is about. And it's about, it's very much always been about father and son dynamics, and the role of mentors. And far often than not, the death of mentors, Qui-Gon Jinn, Ben Kenobi, Han Solo, these characters are the mentors for a new generation of people. And I think Han Solo easily had to capture the emotional aspects of the film. I did think the interaction between Kylo Ren and Han Solo was great. All in all, really, really good film. Can't wait for the DVD. And do stay tuned, as I am in the throes of doing the original trilogy reviews. I'm not going to give you a deadline because, as you guys may have figured right now, I can't even do the deadlines for what I am supposed to be doing, so it's in the near future, it's in the works, yeah. I shall see you guys all after Christmas, probably. I'll try and post some videos up in the new year, just trying to catch up with a lot of the TV shows, but I can't promise you guys anything. But have a great Christmas, and I shall see you all in the new year with some new reviews, and try and catch up with a lot of the stuff I've missed. Bye.